Hello, I'm Tan the Tan BOTC channel. I hope that you can hear my volume. I'm outside, sitting on the back porch. But I wanted to talk about the Rings of Power, my feelings of it, its latest trailers and clips, and my overall feelings and vibes towards it, and this like modernity stuff they're trying to push in, trying to modernize it in a fantasy medieval world that's supposed to be taking place in the past and makes no sense. And then there was a quote even that said, Lord of the Rings is for everyone. No, that's the same dumb thing that a certain other person, QTV, said with if your game isn't for everyone, then it should be. I don't even know what he said. It was dumb, anyways. But there's a reason why there's rating systems on stuff, and there's a reason why not everybody can get into Lord of the Rings. I have a friend who wants to watch Lord of the Rings recently with me. Get away. There's bugs that fly around here, and they're attracted to the light. We just have it on usually because that's what the landlord has set up for when it gets dark. But that aside, because that has nothing to do with this, it's Lord of the like me and my friend want to watch Lord of the Rings soon. He's not a fan of like fantasy in general, like medieval fantasy with wizards and all that kind of crap. He can't get into that stuff. So I don't agree with that quote already. No, Lord of the Rings is not for everyone. Kind of like how I'm collecting the Dark Tower series, that's not for everyone. There's a bunch of things not meant for everyone. You just want it to feel like it's meant for everyone. And to change around quotes, another stupid thing I heard was what was it? Oh yeah, like we shouldn't. Tolkien didn't say he didn't want us to trash his stuff. It's like, what? Excuse me? Do you think if I were alive or dead and I had any kind of special properties of books or series I was known for, that I would want them ruined? No. Shut up. You're dumb. You should already immediately assume that's the thing, that they don't want them ruined. You don't have their say-so, you're digging yourself a grave, and you're being dumbasses in the process. I heard there's a, stupid reminder thing. I hear that there's a petition to get it taken down, and I do not think it's going to do well. I did not care for the trailer. I thought there were some goofy things, like the guy with the sword on his arm and the torch in his goddamn face. I was going to see what he's fighting, and it looks kind of like he's holding a bow, but he's not. And the stupid helmet pile, like seriously, who was able to get up that high and put all those helmets up there without them falling constantly? Galadriel should have been crushed. Just a lot of stupid things. The whole concept of Meteorite Man is just like, what? This is just dumb. The weird what was he, the freaking elf guy that everybody thinks is Sauron? He looks so stupid. Looks like Eminem or something. There's just a lot of stupid things from the trailers and clips. The costume designs are awful. It's not true to the characters in the world. There's just all sorts of dumb stuff, and it's slowly turning into Fallout 76. I also noticed when I was looking up stuff about Rings of Power, this show might not do good ratings-wise anyways, because I realized Cobra Kai, is coming out the same goddamn month, not far from it. This is not going to do good. It's not going to do good because it decided to pull a Ubisoft and place its big, important billion-dollar show next to frickin' Cobra Kai, which I'm sure more people are hyped for. Like, everything's about to fall apart on this. You already got petitions, you got people bringing out all sorts of problems with it on YouTube. Just people all sorts of angry and hating on it, dislike buttons to the max, just all sorts of stuff. And big YouTubers talking down about it because they have very little hope. And a Lord of the Rings property, this property that's so big and has a fan base almost as as crazy if not crazier than Star Wars fans, is, if your series is being called looking like a mediocre, very typical any other fantasy that we've already seen before, this could work if it wasn't a Lord of the Rings thing. The fact that it's being called mediocre is just not a good thing in general. Now, there's been stupid things done to Lord of the Rings, but not to this level. This feels like it's going to go over the top stupid, like almost not really kill it stupid, definitely not, but it's going to feel like that Jared Leto Joker dent in the reputation of it. Kind of like how Jared Leto's Joker was a dent in the reputation of the Joker character for a little bit, and then Joaquin Phoenix came along and fixed that for us. But yeah, it's just like, man, the writing does not sound good. The actors are pushing this crap. It just does not match. That's kind of like doing that to any other fantasy. This could work for another fantasy series if it wasn't Lord of the Rings, or just make their own thing. The only reason they're doing this is because they know Lord of the Rings is big. They want to hit really hard at the people who love it. They know how ridiculous the fan base is, so of course they're probably going to say the same crap everybody else has said during the Halo show, the Resident Evil show, the Wheel of Time show, all that, where they're just going to say, or Star Wars and Marvel, where they're just going to come out and be like, oh, you're racist or sexist for not liking this show, and it's like, shut up. Seriously, it's pissing me off. It's pissing everybody off. It's repetitive. Find different stories to do. Seriously, find different messages to do. Stop pushing the same crap over and over again. It's getting repetitive as hell. It is everywhere. You can't look left or right. I look to the right and the left. Sorry. But you get what I'm trying to say. You can't look either way without seeing another freaking one of these same goddamn messages. The funny thing is, the only things I've seen that have done the message on like sexism or racism is, funny enough, anthropomorphic characters like in Beastars and Zootopia. That's the only times I've seen it really work. There's also Black Panther and a couple others, but like, goddamn. And like, there's Wonder Woman, Alita Battle Angel. Like, I always found it funny when people were calling out people on hating that Captain Marvel, because it's like, oh, you hate it because there's a woman in the lead. And it's like, didn't Wonder Woman and Alita Battle Angel come out around the same time, and those same people probably loved those? Shut your mouth. I loved those. But it's just it was so stupid. I hate this kind of crap. It is everywhere. Look, it's a good message, but the way that Hollywood writes it, they're not only looking like a bunch of racists and sexists, but they're also just being really stupid. Stop flying on my arm, stupid bugs. They're just being very stupid with the writing. It's almost like they forget how to develop good characters and write good stories, because they put the message in the forefront, and they put way more focus on that than they do with the fricking story and characters, the more important things. It's just so stupid. It's all right to have different characters, whether race or gender or whatever. Just know how to write them, goddammit. And seeing how far things have been going, it's not looking good. It feels like another Fallout 76 in my eyes. I already dropped Amazon Prime, so I'm probably not going to watch it. I'm going to see what Angry Joe and such say. Though, then again, Angry Joe's taste in movies can be here and there. I think who I would more likely trust is probably Jeremy Jahns, if anything. Maybe somebody else, but maybe even lesser known YouTubers. Who knows? But yeah, that's where I would go before I decide to watch Rings of Power. Other than that, I just don't care. I don't care. It looks generic. It doesn't look very Lord of the Rings. It's not getting me hyped. I don't care for the story or the world they're doing. They're doing like peacetime Second Age Middle Earth, which has cool stuff, but not nearly as cool as First Age or Third Age. Like, Third Age is the frickin' Lord of the Rings. And then First Age, you got all this cool stuff. You got those trees, and I know they have the trees in the trailers, with the moon and sun tree there. That look freaking cool. I will give it that. But in that, it's like you got freaking Morgoth, and you got freaking giant ass spider that attack the trees, and they get Silmarils, I believe. There's just a bunch of cool stuff. There's like a Balrog army, I think. It's not necessarily an army, but it's quite a few Balrogs that go to war with a bunch of like elves and men, I think. I'm kind of, I might be wrong on that stuff, but I'm not quite as wrong, I'm sure, as these idiots are, because they're getting a lot of things wrong themselves, and just still images. I've seen videos talking about just the still images alone. But yeah, the freaking First Age has the coolest stuff. Like that, the stuff that goes on in the First Age is really cool. I would love to see that stuff. I actually would love to see a perspective from Sauron or Morgoth. Like, I want to see their side of the story. That would be cool. Like, that'd be freaking awesome. Just all the cool things that go on around them alone. But guess what? No, we have to deal with this stupid crap. It's like, whatever. They're probably gonna screw it up so bad. It's the sad part is Lord of the Rings is a really easy series to screw up. We're glad Peter Jackson didn't screw it up that bad. And I also wouldn't trust if Tolkien's son, as well as if Peter Jackson even, would give their blessing, because money talks, and without the rest of their team, especially Peter Jackson, without the rest of his team that worked on Lord of the Rings and such, being in total full agreement, I wouldn't trust it either way. They would probably buy them off to say, yeah, it's in good hands, when really it's just the money talking and not truths. So I wouldn't doubt that crap. Now, I'm not necessarily saying 100% they would do something like that, but at the same time, I feel like that, like, take for example when Last of Us Part 2 won, that had to have been paid off. Somebody had to pay somebody else to be like, hey, you gotta say Last of Us Part 2 is the winner of everything. You know what I mean? Here's some dough. It's just really stupid. I feel like that can be a similar fate for the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, if they try getting the blessing of what was his name, Simon Tolkien? I can't remember. But you know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that. I have another video I want to come up with. I do want to do more readings or read-alongs. I don't know what to name it at this point. I kind of like reading too. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of the Lord of the Rings books for the I'm gonna try and do all of them. I just got in the mail Lost Road and Other Writings. That was one of the last books I needed for my series, so now I can read that. There's a frickin' bug next to me. And that's about all I wanted to say. I'm just sick of this crap. It's everywhere. They need to write it more naturally. This does not feel like it's very natural. It doesn't help the fact that there's so many goddamn articles and crap on it, and that the writers keep pushing the whole modernity thing, and that's probably what their theming is going to be in it. And if it is, then we're not in for some good times, because are going to be in for some cringe and just like really off-feeling fantasy world that doesn't match. It's really stupid too, because it's like, oh, we're trying to reflect the real world with this fantasy setting that has freaking orcs in it. Yeah, that's the real world, alright. The real world has freaking orcs in it, doesn't it? It has Balrogs. We have Balrogs out here. I see one walking on the street right now. It's just so stupid. It makes no sense. It's the same thing with Wheel of Time and all of that. It makes no sense. I can somewhat see that stuff with like Halo and such because it's still Earth. But this is Middle Earth. This is not the same Earth as ours. That's so stupid. Makes no sense. Ugh. To reflect the real world in this. What's next? You're gonna put freaking cell phones in Lord of the Rings? So dumb. So stupid. How about a motorcycle? That sounds good. How about that in Lord of the Rings? Have Gandalf riding on his noble steed. Shadowfax the motorcycle. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I just think this is really stupid, and it's getting stupider by the minute. I definitely recommend watching Night's Watch. They point out a lot of key flaws with the series, way better and more in depth than I ever could, and they're just absolutely genius with their vocabulary. I'm very impressed with them and all the details they can dig into with these trailers and such. It's absolutely cool. Though I do hate seeing the same goddamn thumbnail he's using recently, but he did explain that too in one of his videos. I can't remember which one. It might have been the is it the dungeon? It might have been a Middle Earth. It might have been a Lord of the Rings one, actually, Rings of Power. But it might have also been the recent Dungeons and Dragons trailer too that they broke down. I don't know which. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope my points were clear and interesting. God damn it. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.